This is the best fish pie recipe you'll ever come across. The dough is everything. The filling is A1. Want to know how I achieved these yummy fish pies? Keep watching and don't skip any part. Let's get started. So I'm starting with the fish. This is the fish I'm using for this recipe. The fish is already well washed and cleaned. So I'm just going to take the fish and transfer to my pot. And then I'm going to season the fish. I added some salt. I added some ginger powder. I added garlic powder. I added some curry. And then I went in with some paprika. I added 1 seasoning cube. You can spice this and season this however you want to. I then went in with some chopped onions, and then I added some water, and then I went ahead and cooked this for about 9 minutes. This fish is a very soft fish. It doesn't take too long to cook. And I just went ahead and transferred all my fish to a plate and just set it aside. So I took all the fish out and I'm left with the fish broth. We're not going to throw this fish broth away. I'll go ahead and sieve the fish broth. So after sieving, I'll just keep this aside to cool down. So I'll go ahead and take out all the bones. I'll debone this fish. This fish is very tricky to debone because it has lots of tiny bones. If you're using this fish, you need to be careful and try as much as possible to take out as much bone as possible. So after deboning, I'll go ahead and mash up the fish like this and keep this aside. So now let's make the fish pie dough. To my bowl, I'll add my well sifted flour. I used 3 cups of flour. I added ½ teaspoon of baking powder and just stirred properly. So I added 1/3 cup of vegetable oil. This is unflavored. You can use butter if you want to. So I went ahead with my fish broth. If you observed, I didn't add any salt because the fish broth already has salt. But if you're not using the fish broth, you're going to use 1 teaspoon of salt for this recipe if you're using water instead of the fish broth. So go ahead and add your broth in little by little, or water. Add everything in little by little till well combined. I use about 1 1/3 cup of fish broth for this. So go ahead and add your fish broth little by little. Don't add it all at once till a dough is formed. Your dough should be soft but not too soft, and your dough shouldn't be that sticky. So this is how the consistency of your dough should be. So you're going to cover this and let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. So to a pan, I added some oil, I added some chopped onions, and then went in with some ginger powder. Just stirred till well mixed. And then I went in with the mashed fish. Just transferred everything in. Then I went ahead to stir this. I'm going to stir this properly till well combined. Then I added a bit of salt. I also added some seasoning cube, and then I added some pepper. Our fish is already seasoned, so you don't want to do too much. Make sure that everything is a bit on the low side, otherwise it will get salty. So after that, I went in with my bell pepper. I added some green bell pepper and stirred. You might want to add some fish stock if you have some. It's quite optional, but I added a bit to this and then stirred for a bit. Not for long, just stirred for about a minute or 2. And at this point, guys, everything is all ready. This is what our fish filling looks like, and then I'm going to carefully take it off heat, and then I'll transfer this to a wide plate for it to cool down completely. At this point, if you notice that you have a bit of fish bones inside here, you might want to pick it out, and I'll just keep this aside. So it's been about 17 minutes now and our dough is ready. I don't know if you can see, but it's gotten way softer and stretchier. So I'll just flour up my work surface as so, and then I'll roll this dough, make it a bit smoother, and then we're going to roll this really flat. Okay, so go ahead and roll your dough. Flip to the other side and roll your dough really flat. So guys, if you've watched till this point and you still haven't liked this video, please give me a like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. I'm going to really appreciate that. So after rolling, I'm going to use this to cut. You can use anything you have to cut into whatever shape and size you want to. So I'll just go ahead and cut this all just like this. So after cutting, I'll just take out all this excess carefully. Then we're not going to throw this excess away, we are going to re-roll this. Okay, so I'll just take out everything like this, and then I'm going to keep this aside. So to a bowl I added 2 tablespoons of flour, some water, and I'm going to mix this all together. We're going to use this as a paste to seal off the sides of our pie. So I'll add a bit more water because it needs more water. So this is what the paste should look like. It shouldn't be too thick and not too runny. So I'll take one of the cut dough and I'm going to use my rolling pin and roll this a bit flatter. You need your dough to be very flat, guys. So I'll add this paste all at the sides just like this. Okay, make sure you add a reasonable amount. We don't want our pies busting open in the oil, so add enough like this. Then you're going to go in with your fish. Don't do too much, just enough fish, and then you're going to cover carefully like this. Use your fingers to press on the sides just like this to secure the pies. Then you're going to take a fork and press down just like this all the sides. Then you also poke the top like this to give room for it to breathe while frying. So this is it, all done. Let's do it one more time. So you take one and then you're going to roll, flatten it up just like this, and then you take the paste and then spread it all around. Spread the paste all around like this, and then you go in with your fish filling and add it into the middle. Don't overfill this. After adding the fish filling in, then you can take your fork and then press down on the sides like this to secure this, and then poke holes at the top just like this. So this is everything all done. This recipe can give you about 10 to 12 pieces of medium-sized fish pies, and after you're done rolling everything, then you can go ahead and fry these on medium heat. Don't use high heat because it can easily get brown on the outside and the inside might not be well cooked. So use medium heat to fry this till golden brown to your preference. Just make sure that it's well fried, then you can carefully take it off heat. So you're going to repeat the process with everything. Okay, don't overfill your pan. Don't overcrowd your pan. You're going to see it actually floating up on the top of the oil. That's when you know that you've gotten this recipe right. So after you're done frying, just carefully take it out of the heat, and then you're going to place in your paper towel to strain out all the excess oil. That's it, guys. That's how to make the best fish pies ever, and trust me, this tasted amazing. I think this is one of the best fish pies I've ever made. So what would you pair these yummy fish pies with? Something really cold or hot? So are you going to try this recipe? Leave me a comment down below, and if you do try this recipe, don't forget to tag me and share your experiences in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you in my next one. Bye.